Hey guys, how's it going? Hopefully you're having a great day. So today I'm going to show you guys 5 different ways how to rig probably the most well-known and most used bass fishing lure out there at the moment, the stick bait. So I'm going to start off talking about my favorite way of fishing a stick bait right here, and that's the Wacky Rig. Very finesse presentation, catches a lot of fish. You know, if I'm not catching fish or anything like that, you know, if I have a really tough day, they're really pressured or something like that, I'll throw on a Wacky Rig, and 9 times out of 10, I will catch at least 1 fish that day. As most of you guys know, overall, stick baits are fish catching machines. Pretty much any way you fish it, you will catch fish. But let's get on with the Wacky Rig. There's 2 different ways of fishing a Wacky Rig, or I guess 2 different hooks you can use to fish a Wacky Rig. You can use a weightless hook, or you can use a weighted hook, as I have right here. So both the weightless and the weighted hook offer the same presentation pretty much, other than the fact that you can cover more water and your bait will sink faster with the weighted hook, obviously. Weed guards as well. Let's talk about weed guards for a second. You do not want to fish a Wacky Rig without a weed guard anywhere near grass. You'll bring up a lot of grass. So again, these weed guards aren't 100%. You may still pick up some grass, but they're definitely worth looking at, just because you won't pick up as much grass or as much gunk. So, how to rig a Wacky Rig. All you gotta do is find the middle of the wacky worm, find the middle of the stick bait, and just stick the hook right through, and you got yourself a Wacky Rig. Very finesse presentation, again, will catch you a lot of fish. I like fishing a Wacky Rig for suspended fish that I can't get to by anything else, any hard bottom or any rock pilings. I try to stay away from grass with this rig right here. But again, my favorite way of fishing the stick bait catches you a lot of fish. So if you're going to be fishing near any type of heavier cover or grass, you may want to go Texas rigged. So you can fish a Texas rigged either weightless or weighted. Either way, the point of the hook will actually be inside the plastic itself, so you won't get hung up as much. You will rig it the same way either way. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know how to rig this. All you got to do is stick the top of the worm in the hook, bring it up all the way to the top of the shank, and there you go. And you'll see where the hook point is going to come out. Pinch it, bring the hook right through, and you got yourself, well, this is really bad, but you got yourself, let me fix it. You got yourself a Texas rigged stick bait right here. There you go. As you guys can see, most of the worms you will have this crevice right here. This way, the hook point itself is covered and you will not get hung as much. If you're going to be fishing near heavier grass, want to keep your bait near the bottom, or you're going to be flipping and pitching, you're going to want to use a weight, obviously. And if you're not, if you're just fishing near harder bottom or suspended fish again, you can go weightless. Very, very deadly technique as well. Has a little bit different of an action. It shimmies down to the bottom like that. I like fishing this bait actually near grass, weightless like this. The worm will just sit on top of the grass, and more often than not, a largemouth will come out of the grass and bite this guy right here. Again, really good quantity bait. So the third technique I'm going to talk about, not used too often, is actually drop shotting a stick bait. You can use 2 different methods, standard drop shotting or power shotting. I'll go over both in a second. Many people do not actually do this just because there's other baits you can use for a drop shot that are more effective most of the time. But sometimes it's so pressured, you need a little bait with less action. You can throw a stick bait on there and you should be able to catch some fish in every situation. But there's plenty of YouTube videos out there on how to rig a drop shot, weight and all that stuff, but all you gotta do is rig your standard drop shot. This is way off, but all you gotta do is rig your standard drop shot, so with a weight and everything like that. And you can either use a standard drop shot hook like I have here, just nose hook like that, or you can use a finesse worm hook. Using heavier line, heavier weights, and heavier hooks like this right here is called power shotting. You fish it near heavier grass, heavier timber. Some people actually flip and pitch with this technique right here, but very good technique, catches a lot of fish. You just use heavier line, heavier weights, and heavier hooks. So drop shotting, not done too much, with a stick bait at least, but definitely gets the job done and catches fish. So the last two techniques kind of go hand in hand. I'm going to start off with the shaky head here. Most of you guys know what a shaky head is. Fish it around hard bottom, rock pilings, ledges. Great ledge bait. But all you got to do, like any other worm, is you thread it on the shaky head bait. And you just hook it like so it's straight coming off the shank right here. Almost straight, there you go. So many people don't actually fish a stick bait on a shaky head. Some of you guys may. I do a lot when the pressure is on. Usually I will fish a trick worm. The trick worm is a little bit skinnier profile, has a bit more action. But if I want to have a little bit more of a finesse presentation, a little bit less action, a stick bait is definitely the way to go. Last but not least, let's talk about the Ned Rig. Finesse fish catching machine. Again, like the Wacky Rig, if I'm having a bad day, I'll tie this guy on and make a bad day a good day by catching some fish. I've caught smallmouth, I've caught largemouth, I've caught rock bass, I've caught sunfish on this guy right here. As you guys can see, it's a very, very small profile finesse bait, light wire hook and everything like that. This is the VMC shroom head right here. Z-Man also makes a Ned Rig head, I forget what it's called, but I think it's called the TRD actually head. But light wire hook, you're gonna need a spinning reel for this, or a medium light bait caster if you have that. Light line, full on just catches fish. As you guys can see here, this is a 3-inch stick bait on here. You don't want to throw on a full size 5-inch, as you guys can see. It's just way too big for the profile of the baits. I like using the BPS Stickos 3-inch ones. Or I also like using or reusing my stick baits I've broken before. As I said, I like using the Wacky Rig a lot. So after a couple fish, it will tear down the middle where the hook is. So I like keeping the halves and throwing them on the Ned Rig right here. Amazing bait. I like throwing it near ledges, rock bottoms, hard bottoms for smallmouth mostly. You don't want to fish it near grass just because of the exposed hook. You'll get it caught very, very easily. I also flip docks with this guy as well. Amazing bait. Again, you also want to watch out. I think Z-Man also makes one with a weed guard. Weeds will still probably get on it, so you may want to stay away from that. But overall, great bait for some hard bottom. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. For all of you guys that have bass open right now, if you're not catching fish due to the cold weather or the pressure or something like that, try one of these rigs. You'll probably be able to get on some fish. Hopefully you do. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something. I know I changed it up a little bit. I haven't done a tips and trick video in a while. So if you guys have any comments, any questions, leave them below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.